JDARM, let's go.
JDARM.
What? It's not. Is that not what you wanted?
What? J-Dog and Ripmuster?
Monster.
Meister?
That's what you put.
Meister?
Meister. That's what you thought your name should be. Great.
What'd you put?
Ripmeister. Oh my god. Yeah.
What's the name?
Huh?
What's my name?
What do you mean?
Does
You
it
don't
say
know
our
your
money?
own name?
Our money?
Mm-hmm. See, wait.
J-Dog and our money. That's our rap name.
JDARM. I liked it abbreviating it for no reason. That's cool.
Hello, welcome back to Mindless Prattle. We're your host, JDARM.
Oh my gosh. You're not even gonna spell it out?
That's J-Dog and I'm our money. I can't say
You can't get through it?
Face.
Oh my gosh. I'm also, as a side note, looking for a more professional co-host, just so we're all tracking.
Listen, if you're not getting amused by my cackles during the show, then why are you here? But welcome back to Mindless Prattle, where we talk to you about anything and everything your ears want to hear. Or the ones they don't, you know? You're here anyways, listening, so welcome.
You're here anyways. It's a good argument. Like, oh, were you not paying attention? Because you're already here, so...
You might as well just keep listening at this point. You know, no big deal.
What has been going on with you? It feels like forever since you've actually spoken with me.
We talk every day.
Well, there goes that fantasy improv, doesn't it? I like this no and stuff. Doing good.
Oh, you're trying to improv.
Doing good.
Well,
You're doing well.
You know, the thing that sticks out the most to me was last week. Last week, we went to that museum. And I'm still annoyed about that little boy and how his mom did nothing.
The Museum of Ice Cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know, the Museum of Ice Cream, great place for kids.
Super
awesome
fun.
Place if you really like sugar.
It's very colorful and bright. There's a few in the country. And, you know, you can take selfies and learn about ice cream, and they give you a ton of free ice cream. It's great. But so at the end of the ice cream museum, they have like a little ball pit made out of sprinkles, like, you know, like balls, the plastic balls that you would have in a ball pit as a kid, but
I know,
sprinkle
I enjoy
shaped.
plastic balls, yeah.
Sprinkle shaped plastic things in a ball pit. So we're in there, we're exploring. They had told us there was a special sprinkle that day. If we found it, we could get a prize. So yeah, you know, so we're hanging out in the ball pit. It's mostly children and their parents. We were there with some family. They came to visit. But this kid, like, maybe 2 or 3, you know, old enough to walk around, but still small and unsteady. Probably closer to 3, I would say, 3 or 4. Because he was able to walk by himself. His mom wasn't really paying attention to him. But he fell on me. I'm like laying down in the ball pit, immersed in sprinkles, if you will. And this kid falls on me. And I'm like, okay, like, he's a little kid, whatever. He didn't mean to touch me. So I'm just waiting for him to help himself up because I'm fully immersed in sprinkles. I can't do much. And instead of like he gets up, smiles at me, and then he starts basically like rubbing his face in my chest. And at that point, I'm like, where the fuck's this kid's mom? You know, like I just throw my hands up and I'm like, I don't have enough time to do anything, but I'm not about to touch this kid and get in trouble, you know? And then his mom just like snaps him over and is like, no, you don't do that, you know? Like she didn't do anything.
Oh, you missed the middle part where I picked him up and threw him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't. I was just like, I didn't know what to do.
Doing, I picked him up and tossed him into the ball pit, and I was like, what are you doing right now? And then his mom was like, come over here, don't do that. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked at it, and I didn't want to like touch him and hurt him or anything like that to make it worse. But I was like shocked, and I was like, man, if you're a parent, please watch your children. You know, like she was 10 feet away from us. We could have kidnapped her kid so easily. If that woman ever hears this podcast, I'm not sorry. Like, you know,
kidnapped her kid? No, I would not want that. But chucking him into the other end of the ball pit, don't care.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I can't deal with my cat's meows when she meows incessantly. I cannot imagine a toddler. But yeah, that's just been playing on my mind. I'm like, why wouldn't you pay more attention? That's my story.
That's the only thing that happened to you this week.
I haven't done much. I've just been writing.
What are you talking about? You went to the Wonder Bar?
Oh, we did go to the Wonder Bar.
Fun gay experience. You almost won a dildo.
I think that would have been much more fun, frankly, and like worth it.
Dildo would have been more fun.
So we went to Wonder Bar. It's gay bar here in Austin at the Domain, and they have these shots you can get for $11, and you spin a giant wheel, and whatever the wheel says is what you get, and you can win nothing. There's like one that was like get kicked out, and they had prizes on different top shelves, and like the top shelf prizes were just a bunch of dildos, like all colors, shapes, sizes, just random dildos. I won nothing basically.
What are you talking about? You got a shot, and then you got to keep the shot glass.
I thought I won. Oh, I won the prize of the shot glass. So I won a necklace with a shot glass in it, and it had a penis in the shot glass. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then they give you like a pity shot if you don't get like a big prize too. So basically, no matter what you get, you know, you win something, so it's worth the $11.
Yeah, I got a warm shot of gin.
How was that?
It wasn't actually warm. It was pretty cold
like
still.
room temp?
And I was like, all right. Yeah, I thought it'd be like they warm it up and give it to you. That would have been terrible.
Yeah.
But they gave it to me, and it was still like chilled, and I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Whatever.
But it was fun. I would do that again. They were really nice in there, and the place was cute and colorful. They had a vending machine of vapes, which I found very interesting. I don't go out a lot, so I don't know if that's normal. Like, is that the new thing? No more cigarettes in vending machines. It's now Escobars. Sorry, I gotta stretch.
Just no more talking for me.
No, that just felt really good. My arms are.
What are you doing?
I'm just stretching.
You were sitting here for 30 minutes waiting to start this, and you didn't stretch till just now.
I felt the urge.
I felt the urge. Whatever.
Where else did we go?
I was thinking about penises, so I had to stretch.
We went to the Wonder Bar. We went to an Irish pub.
They had some good French onion dip.
That dip was really good.
I called them, asked for the recipe.
It also what was the other dip? It was cheese dip and French onion dip?
Yeah, that's what That's what I just said.
You didn't say cheese dip, but you said the French onion dip was good.
Yeah, but why would you say French onion dip again?
Because I was trying to remember the other one.
Right. What's the other one was the cheese dip, not cheese dip and French onion dip. Doesn't make any sense.
It was really good. I would eat that again though. So like if you're ever at the Domain, highly recommend stopping at the Irish pub there.
The cheese was just okay.
I liked the cheese. It tasted like nacho cheese.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guess that's not Irish pub.
It's not like an Irish cheese.
It should have been like a beer cheese for sure.
Yeah.
But I liked it. What did you do?
What else? I don't know. What's going on?
Well, I was going to talk about my book, and then you were like, that's all you did this week?
You can talk about your book. What do you mean?
Because
talk about whatever you want.
I've gotten to like 15,000 words. I think that's so cool.
You're almost like, what, 1/60th of the way there?
A third.
A third? What do you mean a third? You told me you wanted 130,000.
That's 15. Not 130. 90K. 80K is the minimum. I'm aiming for 90.
You said 120.
That's too many.
The first book.
No, I looked it up.
For the first book in your ACOTAR series is 130,000. Yeah, why don't you try again,
no,
Miss
it's
Math?
not.
Yeah, it is.
ACOTAR is only like 400 pages long.
Which is 130,000, yes.
Is it?
Oh my god.
But that wasn't the first book she wrote.
Yeah.
So if I want to get it traditionally published, a lot of publishers will not read it if it's longer than 90,000 words.
What do you mean this isn't the first book? You told me to read the wrong book?
That's not the first book she wrote.
I don't give a shit if it's not the first book she wrote. This is how many pages it is. 130,000.
Yeah, she's in
430 pages.
Yes, and Sarah J. Maas is an established author, so she can write whatever she wants. I bet her first book wasn't
so
that
you're
long.
just taking a little bit at a time, huh? That's what you want. Okay. Let's see. J. Maas.
Throne of Glass is her first one.
What do you mean?
The first one is called Throne of Glass.
You didn't have me read that one. How would I know?
How many words are in Throne of Glass?
Oh my god. Would you pay attention to what you're saying, not what I'm typing? Good god, woman. Do I need a privacy screen? Look, 100,000.
Okay,
See, look
well,
at
she's
you.
better writer
Still
than
wrong.
I am.
Still wrong, you are.
Whatever. I don't think I'll get published if I do 100K, but if I self-publish, then it doesn't matter.
Wrong.
And you know what? Even more so, it doesn't matter because she posted hers on fucking Wapadd first. So she built up an audience and then somebody picked it up.
Oh no. No one could do that.
I don't want to publish it on Wattpad.
I don't know what that means.
It's like for free.
What is that?
Like people can read it for free.
A Wapadd?
Wattpad.
What the hell is that?
It's a website where people can read stories for free.
What? That's called the internet.
It's like people publishing fan fiction and their original short stories.
Wapadd.
Wattpad.
No, Wapadd.
Wattpad. I used to be on there.
No, it's Wapadd.
I've never written a story on there.
What is it? W-H-P-A-D? Wapadd.
W-A-T-T-P-A-D. Wattpad.
What? That doesn't make any sense. A watt is electricity.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that?
Wattpad.
Why is it watt?
Like ideas.
Ideas?
Yeah, like wow, on the page. Ideas on the page.
What?
Watts.
Watts, obviously. Every time you're walking down the street, someone's like, I got an idea. No, you got a watt.
I think it makes sense.
I think it makes sense for whoever's making money on that website.
I mean, a lot of authors have gotten their start on Wattpad and became traditionally published that way.
Oh yeah, but not you. You're too good for that.
I don't want to publish on Wattpad.
Why not?
Because I just want to publish it. Probably self-publish.
Probably self-publish? What does that mean? You're gonna sit here and glue pages together?
No, I'll publish it on like Amazon.
What is that better?
It means I would be responsible for everything and the money and stuff. But
you'd be responsible.
It's not as like lucrative as being traditionally published, because if you get an agent and you're traditionally published, like you get a deal and everything like that, and they just pay you and they take care of like the marketing
work.
And stuff.
They take care of the work, you mean?
Yeah. But I don't think I'm good enough to get traditionally published.
Why not?
Because I'm just an okay writer.
Wow. That's what all the great authors think too.
They do, actually.
Exactly, so shut the hell up.
But I'm also on my first draft, and I'm trying to just finish it, because that's all the advice I've seen online that says, like, don't get stuck on writing a specific part or scene, just get it out, write your story, and then go back and edit it. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm trying to do. It's hard, though, because like yesterday there was just one part where I put, in parentheses, I was like, this stuff happens, come back later.
Mm-hmm. Now, I recently heard from an inside scoop source
God,
that there would be cities in this book of yours, and that the main city that the main character just gets like wet for every time, it's named Wangle.
No.
Now, can you speak any more on that and what it stands for?
So I found this fantasy name generator for cities and stuff like that.
So you've stolen the name Wangle. Okay.
No, it says it's allowed to be used in your writing. They specifically made this website for writers using their algorithm, which they're like, they take the prefixes of descriptive words and the suffixes of like certain other words and then puts them together to make a city. That sounds cool, but it's not like sometimes I look up fantasy name generators. It's like, you can't even pronounce it. It's like meant to be orc or something, and it doesn't really work for me. It doesn't read well on a page. So one of the ones I got though was called Wangle, the Wandering City of the Eagle.
Exactly. What a fantastic inside scoop.
There will not be
now,
a city named Wangle in my book.
Does the city itself move, or do wanderers just go there to see the eagles?
Okay, you've heard it here first, guys. There's going to be an invisible city called Wangle that floats in the sky that no one in the book knows about. But you'll know about it. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'll put it in the credits section at the end where you're just like, thanks to all the hard work and ideas and inspirations from other people, and then you'll put my name there and it'll be like, Wangle inspired.
I can't put that I was inspired by your Wangle in my book.
No, in the credits. It's not in the real book. Nobody reads the credits, like the accolades section.
There's no credits in the book.
What is it called? It's like the accolades section, or like honorable mentions, acknowledgement. I knew it was an A. I don't read books.
Yeah, acknowledgements.
Yeah, exactly.
They're usually like, thank you to my husband for not going crazy.
You have to acknowledge my Wangle, all right?
I don't want to acknowledge your Wangle.
No, you have to.
Why?
I just say, otherwise it doesn't exist.
I don't need your Wangle to exist in my book.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see.
Now we're just disappointing all the millions of fans.
I might work something out for you.
You're working on the Wangle?
I'll work on something for you.
That's good.
Maybe not Wangle, but...
Now, I heard Wangle is the capital of some civilization. Do you happen to know the name of that civilization as well?
No, I don't.
Would you like to look at your notes so you can recall what you've named the?
Oh, you wrote in my notes, Wangle, the capital of Wangtopia.
Oh, well, thank you for confirming from the inside source, the author herself.
No, I'm not doing that.
The existence of the floating Wingtopia. Now, is this also going in the accolades?
No.
Oh, acknowledgements then. That's
No,
right.
not those either.
That's good. I'm glad we got that all settled out before.
Maybe in my foreword, I'll acknowledge the Wangle.
You'll acknowledge the Wangles in your foreword?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see.
That's good. We all need to acknowledge a little Wangle every once in a while.
Your Wangle is my favorite of all of the Wangles.
That's good. It floats in the sky. No one knows about it, but it's there sometimes. Speaking of which,
yeah?
I put in a maintenance request the other day.
Oh, God.
I just wanted you to have someone to talk to, really.
No, I was so uncomfortable.
You've been talking about how like you haven't had people to talk to since you've been on leave from work. So I put in maintenance request to have people come
angry
over.
Maintenance
I did put in a
request.
very angry maintenance request. We've been here for like over a year and they have not fixed the door to our patio. It's still broken.
I think it's gotten worse.
It has gotten worse. Every time it rains or it's humid, it gets worse. Like it every time. So I put in another maintenance request, and this one was not nice. I put it in and was like, this is the fourth time I'm putting this in. I don't know why the fuck you keep closing this. You haven't done any work.
Did you really say that?
Yeah. Why would I not?
I guess if I can find the email.
He said, you haven't done any work. Nothing's been, this request keeps getting closed out, and I keep getting told that a contractor needs to come by to get a quote, but no one has ever come by. I don't understand why this keeps getting closed out, and you need to come by and fucking fix this. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep putting in these requests every week when it gets closed. You know, and then they finally sent somebody over, like, I don't know, 2 days after that. And, and he's like, oh yeah, we can get this fixed like tomorrow. I'm like, oh, can you get it fixed tomorrow? Thanks for that. And then I guess the leasing office saw it.
It was much nicer than you said.
They called me, and this one was. The next one, not so much.
It wasn't that rude.
It was rude enough compared to all the other ones that you put in. That's just like, please don't be angry at me, but there's a scratch in this thing. And if you would be so obliged on at your next earliest convenience, would you come by? Like compared to the ones you put in,
I'm so polite.
Compared to the ones that you put in, it was angry. They even called me to make sure that they could come over and actually look at it to maybe get it fixed. And I'm like, yeah, how about you don't close out my fucking thing?
Yeah, they never call us for requests. But so the guy came in, right? And he was nice, young dude, whatever, about our age, like.
You calling me old?
I said young dude, our age.
Oh my gosh.
But he came in, we're talking about the door or whatever. He's asking me questions that are ridiculous. He's like, yeah, it's like pouring water, right? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, he goes, he was like, I thought there was a video I saw where water was coming out. And I was like, no.
I've never taken a video of it, but
maybe
okay.
Like that one time they got our request mixed up with somebody else's for the sink, and they just came in and tried to fix the sink for no reason. Yeah,
they did that one time. And they're like, I'm here to fix your sink. I'm like, what sink? Do I have a sink problem?
And we're like, no. And they had like a giant hose thing. It was weird. But he's talking to me at the door, asking questions that I'm like, no, that's not the issue. Like, here's the issue. It's getting worse when it rains, that sort of thing. He's like, oh yeah, no big deal. But I told Jordan I got a little uncomfortable because at the end, he's leaving the apartment, right? I talked to him about Jordan. I'm like, yeah, my partner put the request in, whatever, you know, like, all this stuff. And then he even, you know, responded and was like, oh yeah, like you're blah, 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 all this stuff. Goes to leave the apartment and he's like, will not, like he stands out in the hallway in front of our door talking to me. And he's like, oh, you have a gaming computer. I want a gaming computer, like all this stuff. And I was just like, yeah, mine's not that great. I just kind of play The Sims, whatever, you know. I'm like, yeah, haha. And then he just stands there. And then eventually he's like, okay, well, bye. And I was like, bye. You know, like shut my door. And I was just like, why are we still talking? Bro. Ugh. I live here.
I live here. You're tearing apart our couch. That's how we're gonna. That's how we're gonna find some things that you've lost.
Oh yeah, here it is. It slips into these little indents in the couch, and I'm like,
you know, you own pockets, right?
I know.
Well, use them.
Okay. So where were we? My boyfriend, Zoro?
Yeah. You ever thought about what happens in video games to like those vendors? Where like you go and you're like, oh, you're over encumbered, and you're just like, here, I'm gonna sell all my stuff to a vendor, right?
Yeah.
And you sell them like 1,000 wheels of cheese
Yeah.
and like 30
Skyrim.
necklaces and like a bunch of different random shit, right? And you're like, sweet, thanks. And you walk away with like 500 gold or whatever. But then that guy, he's got to go home to his wife and give her 1,000 wheels of cheese. And she's going to go, why the hell did you buy 1,000 wheels of cheese?
Why would he take it home though? Why wouldn't he just resell it in a shop?
You think he's selling things so that like he's not buying things for like what? Like, even if he doesn't take it home, where are you gonna put 1,000 wheels of cheese? He doesn't have Dragonborn pockets.
Yes, they do. Or haven't you ever seen the secret shop things in Skyrim?
That's not my point. This man now has 1,000 wheels of cheese.
He'll put it in the underground storage.
He does not fight enough Draugr to justify eating that much cheese.
He'll put it in underground storage. Like
underground storage? He's got a little stall. Do you guys not know about
the secret underground storage?
He's got a stall on the street. He's got a stall on the street. He's got nothing.
Okay, then he'll eat it.
He's gonna eat 1,000 wheels of cheese. He doesn't fight that many Draugr. We're going in circles now.
Imagine you're a poor merchant, barely feeding your family with the meager earnings you can make on the street.
Meager earnings? That guy just gave me 500 gold.
He gave you 500
What are you
gold.
on about? I specifically stared at the stars and prayed that everyone I talked to would have an extra 1,000 gold so that they could give it to me.
But think about this. You got 500 gold. He got 1,000 wheels of cheese. He can then turn around and sell those for 1 gold each. And he has 1,000 gold.
For what? To buy more of my cheese when I
sell other
roll back through
He'll
town?
sell your cheese to all the other
people.
people.
You don't understand. He's not poor. I already prayed to the stars to get him more money.
Okay, then he's gonna eat your cheese.
He's gonna eat the cheese.
Or he'll age it and become he'll become a cheesemonger.
Why are all these rich motherfuckers just standing out there buying shit from random people that come through town? How about you just buy food at the pub? You know?
Have you ever seen that video where it was like getting a reward in video games?
Doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, one of them.
Where it's like,
you're
getting the new armor set, and the guy goes up and he gets his armor set, and he's like, oh, it's so cool, and it like covers all of his body, and it looks awesome. And the girl's like, oh my god, I'm so excited to get mine. And she walks up and she goes, okay, give me my reward. And they give her a chest plate, and it's just like it's like a bikini basically with some chains hanging off it. And she's like, what the fuck is this?
No, I was thinking of something different. I saw one that was like, you ever see these reward quests where you walk up to some random person in a town, or like the mayor of the town or whoever, and they're like, please, you have to help us. Our priceless artifact that's been in the town since the town's inception has been stolen. Won't you go find it? And then you go on like a long journey and you find it and you bring it back, and they're like, oh, thank goodness you found it. You can have it. And you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, why?
For me, it's funny because like
just
I always
give me money, man. Like, I don't need your artifact of like saving the town. Like, what the
in games like that, I always explore a ton before I do any quests. So like in Skyrim, for example, you know, Bleak Falls Barrow. I always just automatically go there, do everything, get the stone, and then you go to the main part of the quest, and it's like, hey, can you go get this stone from Bleak Falls Barrow? And I'm like, I already got it, bitch. Like,
yeah, every time if you go there first and then go down, he's like, we have this cloth that see, and you're like, yeah, I already cleared that out. It's fine.
You're like, thank you. Me and Faendal are gonna go fuck some bitches now.
Yeah.
I always get him as a companion in the beginning, and what I do is I'll have him train me in archery, and then if you go through that whole quest with him and like get his girlfriend for him, he becomes really high tier friendship with you and lets you in his house and stuff, but you can take all of his money out of his pockets. So I'll have him train me in archery and then take all the money back from him. Like, I never
you
spent
can just
it
be like,
at all.
oh, thanks.
Thank you so much, Faendal, for your contributions to the Dragonborn journey.
Right.
You saved the world, truly. Skyrim thanks you. You're a national hero.
Yeah, sure you are.
Okay, do you, when you play Skyrim, are you an Imperial or do you follow the Nords?
I kill both sides. I don't care about them and their petty war. I kill all of them. Like, even doesn't matter which quest line I pick, they all die. Like whenever, like even if I side with the Nords, right, and they're like, we gotta go attack this Imperial camp, I will kill every Imperial there and then kill every Nord that came with me, and then just take all of their stuff and leave. And then you go to the next Nord mission, right? You go to the next mission start point, and the commander's like, good job in that last mission. We're gonna go raid this other village, and you're like, yes, I did very well. I killed all of your men, but we're gonna do it again. Like they don't care. All right.
I like the aesthetics of the Stormcloaks, but then as I got older and I was still playing the game and I realized how racist they were, I was like, oh, I can't be on the side of genocide, even in the video game, you know? I know it's fake people and it's not real. It still makes me feel bad. I don't want to do it.
Is the Stormcloaks the guy you have to kill on that ship? Is that him? Like the king or something?
Ulfric Stormcloak?
Yeah, was that the new guy or was that the old guy? One of them's like in that cliffside town, right? You gotta like kill him or something. Oh no. We gotta go get your tattoo removed. You don't know the lore of Skyrim.
The final battle, I'm pretty
right
sure, takes place in Whiterun.
You're like stumped right now.
You kill the Emperor on a boat.
Yeah, the Emperor. Is that who I'm talking about? I don't know the two main guys that you're like supporting in this story.
You kill the Emperor as a part of the Assassin Dark Brotherhood storyline.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Who's like the isn't there one that's like some king or something? Who's that?
The king was killed by Ulfric.
Is that who wakes up next to you in the beginning? Is that guy?
No. That's the guy who's trying to escape. Yeah. Oh, Ulfric's next to you and you. Sorry, yeah.
You motherfucker.
Sorry, you're confusing
I literally
me.
just
Yeah, Ulfric's
no,
in the
the
cart.
Emperor's not next to you in the cart.
At the beginning. Right, it's not the Emperor. No, but yeah, Ulfric is next to you in the cart and they have a cloth over his mouth so he can't shout. Because they don't know you.
Yeah, because you can't shout when you have a cloth in your mouth.
I saw this really cool fan theory about Skyrim the other day, actually, that was like, you know, like the guy who gets off the cart before you and tries to run away and gets killed, and how he's praying to all the gods?
What?
So in the beginning of Skyrim, when you get off the cart, right before you do character maker, there's a guy who gets off the cart before you, and he runs away, tries to run away, even though all
he
the
gets
guards
like
there.
killed.
But he starts praying to all the gods, including Akatosh. And
sure.
They were like, what if that's the reason the dragons woke up again, is because this guy was like praying and Akatosh was like, oh, I'll send Alduin.
But have you seen how long it takes for a dragon to come back? Like you see, there's one of them where you find like one of the grave sites and then it comes back. It takes like so long for it to come back, and then for it to like go find where that guy died. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I thought the whole reason that he showed up was because you were about to die and he feels like your dragon spirit, because he doesn't show up until you're about to get beheaded.
Right, like he doesn't save the guy in front of you. Like the guy in front of you gets beheaded, doesn't he?
He gets shot by arrows, and then somebody else gets beheaded, and then...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 2 people died, and then he's like, I guess I'll show up.
Have you ever tried Skyrim in VR?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, we need to have you try it. It makes me really motion sick, but things are so fucking cool in Skyrim VR. First off, when I did character customization the first time I ever played Skyrim VR, I turned around and the horse was like in my face, and it scared the shit out of me. Like, it was right there. But things are so big in Skyrim VR, like, you really don't understand how large some of the crypts
they have
and stuff
to scale it up, because otherewise you wouldn't fit through most of the shit that's there.
Some of the urns are bigger than your body, and it's so cool though. It's so cool. You should do it.
Speaking of, this is just a side note. So I'm in a lot of group chats for work. I think I'm in like 14 different group chats, right? And a lot of the messages that I get, it doesn't require a response. But the ones that I do get, I don't feel like sending a message back most of the time. So you can leave little emotes on the messages, like just little reacts to it. And like 90% of the time, people just put a little thumbs up emoji on there, right? And I hate it. I think it's boring. I click on the little button and I scroll, and then I randomly pick emojis to put on there. So like the other day, I had somebody just... Oh, all right, so calm down over there. So the other day, I got a message that was like, hey, can you check if this vehicle is in your fleet? And I just picked the button and I scrolled down and I clicked one, and it was in Amphora. And I was like, perfect. I walked off and I didn't think anything of it, you know.
Pretend I'm stupid and later, you don't know what that is.
An Amphora? Here, I'll put it up.
Just pretend.
It's a, you know how the urns look in Skyrim, like big jars?
Mm-hmm.
Think of a little one with handles on it that the Greeks and Romans used to drink
like the water
out of.
drugs? It's
Not
called
drugs.
an amphora. Water jugs. It's called an amphora?
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
a Greek or Roman jar with 2 handles and a narrow neck that they used to drink out of.
I'll use that for my bar or my book.
Here.
Sometimes I say the wrong words and I don't know why. Yeah, I know exactly what you said once you were describing.
But like, so I clicked on it just reminded me because you said the urns. But I clicked on that and it said, you know, it was just an amphora, and I sent it back. And then later in the day, I saw that person, and it gets people every time. I don't know why. They just like think I have some like hidden meaning behind it or something. Every time they're like, "Hey, do you see? You saw my message earlier?" And I said, "Yeah." Did you see I reacted to it, and they said, "Yeah." What? You sent me like a vase, and I was like, "Yeah, an amphora." And they go, Well, why? And I was like, "Do you not like my amphora?" And they're like, "Well, what does it mean?" And I was like, "It means I saw your message." And they're like, "Is it some hidden meaning? Is that a reference to something?" And like it breaks people's minds somehow if you don't give them like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I just love it.
You confuse me all the time too, to be fair.
My supply guy, he sent me a message and it was like, "Do you want me to take care of this?" And I sent back a little mermaid with a trident, and and then later in the day, he's like, "Hey, I took care of it, but did you want me to do it like a certain way?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Did you get it done?" He goes, "Yeah, but you sent me like a mermaid." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why you're confused."
You're gonna be known as that one fucking guy.
And I was like, I just keep fucking sending random emojis. Like, I don't really care. Every once in a while, I'll give a thumbs down when people are like, "Hey, we moved." One of my meetings got moved from like 1400 to 1500. So they were like, "Hey, our meeting today got moved, you know, to the right an hour." And I was like, "Well, that sucks," you know, because then I get out an hour later because I'm like, "Well, fuck, now the meeting's later." So I put a thumbs down, and they sent back a thing. They're like, "Dang, why are you so sassy today?" I was like,
using a regular thumbs down.
I'm like, "Look, man, I don't know what you want. I don't want this meeting to be an hour later."
At least you're being honest.
That's all you gotta be. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you see that NASA is currently doing a test for their Mars missions? They have a simulated Mars landscape and a habitat, and they're having 4 people live in there for almost a year.
Pretending to live in Mars?
Mm-hmm. It's to practice like the daily things that they have to get used to, so that when they go there, it's not just like, "This is weird. Why do we have to put on a suit to go outside?"
Like what? Like what kind of things do they have to do?
They're practicing. Well, first, one of the main goals is to see if they're compatible living together in an enclosed space for a year. The second part,
that makes sense.
Because the second part, they're also.
Could you imagine you get to Mars and you realize you think your roommate's the most annoying fucking person on the planet?
Right. But they're
they really
also
are
testing.
because there's only 4 of you.
Yeah. Like they're also having to test if they have enough space there to actually perform the tests and like the experiments that they're going to on Mars. So if they're like, "Hey, we ran out of room on this part," then they have to redesign the habitat a little bit or tweak things here and there. They're also throwing in like stressors and events like, they're like NASA's going to purposely make equipment fail and like make things like break or go down so that they have to fix it like in that environment.
Okay, but you know what I was just saying though before you continue, like could you imagine getting roasted by your friends in space? Like they would literally say stuff like that. They'd be like, "You're the most annoying person on the planet. I hate you." And you'd have to be like, "Ouch, that fucking hurts." Like,
yeah. The name of it is the Crew Health and Performance Exploration Analog Mission, or CHAPIA for short.
CHAPIA.
Or CHAPE, I don't know. The CHAPE mission, you know. So 4 people with 1 exit in a 1,700 square foot habitat for about a year, right?
Ugh.
They currently have a biomedical scientist, a structural engineer, a board-certified physician who specialized in out-of-hospital emergency care, and an advanced practice nurse, right? And then they have 2 backup crew members just in case one of them gets like, I don't know, too annoying or something, right? The 2 backup include a senior aerospace engineer and a U.S. Navy microbiologist.
Are they like all male? Are they mixed?
It doesn't say. Or? No, it doesn't say in here. But
I'm like, would they make you use birth control to go to space, or like would they be like, see what happens? Like,
I would assume. Like I would. Yeah, I have no idea.
Like I feel like they'd have to control that.
Yeah. They put up like a Mars mock-up like landscape too, so anytime they go outside they have to put on suits and go through an actual airlock and like make sure everything's working and all that, you know. But my favorite part about this entire simulation is NASA did not want them to get bored while they're in there, so they are planning on sending a TV, board games, and a PlayStation 4 with them. And I was like, NASA can't afford a PlayStation 5? Like, what the?
So they'll have to, but they'll have to build themselves something to use all that, won't they?
No, they're sending up, like, when they go with them, they're gonna have a TV and then a board games, and then a PlayStation, so they can just
maybe
play
it's because on PlayStation 5 everything has to be online.
Maybe, I don't know, but I think that's amazing. Like, they're gonna have
obviously
internet.
they can't play. Wait,
they're gonna have internet.
Yeah, but the time it takes to.
No. Listen, I just think it's very funny that they gave them a PlayStation 4. And they were like, "Here, play video games on this."
Because I don't feel like they could play games online because it would take too long to get back to Earth.
No, but you can still play games on a PlayStation 5 without internet. It's not required.
Yeah, I guess
I just thought it was funny that they gave them a 4 instead of a 5, like they couldn't get one or something.
Somebody at NASA was like, "I'm not giving up my fucking PS5 so these losers can play in space."
But it doesn't say if they're male or female, the crew itself, but I just thought it was great because they include the board games that they included were the PlayStation 4, Settlers of Catan. Let me see if I can find some other ones.
It'd be funny if they just gave them a bunch of like RTS games.
Yeah.
Like, here's Civ 5, have fun.
Even this article said there's even a PlayStation 4 Slim, though you'd think with NASA's budget the agency could spare its soon-to-be prisoners current generation gaming systems.
You know, honestly, that's so true. You're basically prisoner in an experiment for a year. It's like, have you heard of the Russian sleep experiment?
No, wait, here, look at these pictures real quick. Oh no, it's taking me to Twitter. No, I don't want notifications. Check these.
Jordan's showing me the live photos.
This is the photo of the habitat, right? So
that doesn't look too terrible.
This is one of the pictures.
What is it made of?
I don't know. It looks like the walls are made of cardboard, but like there's the PlayStation and the board games. And then they have their researching center, and then they have like the airlock and stuff. And you're like, all right, cool, but like it's not a very big
That doesn't look like 1,500 square feet.
No, it's 1,700. There's other rooms in the back and stuff, but I just thought it was awesome that they were like soon to be prisoners. They're volunteers.
Do you think you could do that?
They were selected to go for a year. I mean, probably. I don't know if they're. You know what's funny? Those 6 people probably not going to Mars. They're like, I don't know if it's just to test them or like I would hope they get to go since they're doing this. But I think the other main goal of it was again to see the if they could live together and if all the equipment and stuff held up. But I just thought that was great that they were like, it includes a PlayStation 4. Like that's the greatest thing.
How long does it take to get to Mars?
To get there? I don't know, like a couple months, I think. Let's see. It takes 9 months to get to Mars.
So they'd have like the 9 months of travel and then they'd have to live together for at least a year?
Something about that, yeah.
There's a whole movie about that. What's the one with Matt Damon?
You mean The Martian?
The Martian, yeah. That's a good movie. We should watch that. It's been a while since I've seen
it. It is.
Man grew potatoes, though.
That is true. This article is real fun too, right? So you know in video games why all like med kits are red with the white cross? Because no one's allowed to use the red cross in video games or things that aren't actually the red cross.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So no one's allowed to use the red cross or a red whatever with a white cross in it because that's how they get around it because normally it's white with the red cross on it. Anyway, so the red cross, they did it in what was it, Among Us not too long ago. Among Us recently had theirs taken down because they had their med bay had a red cross on the white wall. So Red Cross told them to take it down. You're breaking the Geneva Convention, so they had to change it.
I just don't get how it
so
matters in a video game. Like, it doesn't affect anything in the real life.
You're not allowed to depict anything of it. It's the whole.
I get that they don't want you to do it, but I think it seems a little silly.
I can look it up exactly, but the here, let me find it real quick.
Like in real life, obviously, I could see why that would bother them, but in a video game, like, nobody's going into Among Us like, oh no, that's the real Red Cross, you know? Like...
Yeah, so the Red Cross usually gives warnings to video games before any further actions are taken. But if the Red Cross emblem or similar signs are used for other purposes, no matter how beneficial or inconsequential they may seem, the special significance of the emblem is diminished. The Red Cross emblem or similar designs are not general signs of ambulances, healthcare, first aid. So the Red Cross itself is a symbol of the Red Cross charity, but they cannot use it in the game. That's why they also, like, the Halo ran into this problem too, but because they had a white like octagon with a Red Cross on it, and they changed it to a red H for health.
That makes sense.
Anyway, so the Red Cross though recently came out with this fun statement about video games. What do you think the Red Cross had to say?
Honestly, I could not tell you what I think.
The Red Cross is asking players to stop committing war crimes in games.
Why?
Because they...
Would you rather we do it in real life?
Yeah, that's...
Like what?
Here's a statement from them. Every day, people play games set in conflict zones right from their couch. But right now, armed conflicts are more prevalent than ever. To the people suffering from their effects, this conflict is not a game. It destroys lives and leaves communities devastated. We're challenging you to play FPS by the real rules of war to show everyone that even wars have rules. So one of their main issues was like battle royale games, because it is against the, like, any game where you play with a team, like, you get hurt enough and you go down on the ground, right? And you can't fight back. You just sit there until someone picks you up or you die.
Yeah.
And then you can, if you down somebody, you can then kill them in this game, in Fortnite, Warzone, whatever the game is, right? But it is against the Geneva Convention to... God damn, Siri, you're active. It is against it's a war crime to kill someone who is not fighting against you, like fighting back. So even if they were just shooting at you and you shot them and they fell down, if they're bleeding out and they don't have a weapon or any way to hurt you, you cannot shoot them. It is a war crime.
Do people actually follow that in real world time?
Yeah, it's a war crime. You'll get charged with breaking the Geneva Convention. But they're asking they're asking video game players to abide by that. So like any Warzone game or Battle Royale game where you down somebody, they're asking you to just walk away and let them like bleed out. And you're like, all right, but like, okay.
I feel like that kind of goes back to the like, do video games cause violence argument, which like, no, they don't.
I just thought it was great that they're asking people playing cards like Warzone and Fortnite.
I mean, I'm not like a battle
crimes.
royale kind of person anyways.
God.
But you know, I even get upset when I choose the mean option in dialogue. Like,
yeah.
I feel like most people, I don't know. That's just silly. Like, I don't even know how to phrase that. Okay, but so you haven't heard of the Russian sleep experiment? You should read it.
I think I have.
It's a creepypasta. It is probably one of the scariest things I've ever read in my life. Like, they could make a scary movie about it, and I would just be as horrified. But basically, it's like an experiment where they put a bunch of people in a room, and they're not allowed to sleep, and it's like about what happens to them. Oh my god, yeah. If you haven't read it, obviously I can't sit here and read the whole thing to you, but read it. I don't know who the original author is, unfortunately, but it's so scary. You should read it.
That sleep site, is that the one where they just like locked people in rooms and like kept them awake with like sirens and stuff, or am I thinking of something else?
No, you're thinking of
that was the Stanford one, wasn't it? The
Stanford prison experiment?
Yeah, maybe it was that one where they keep people awake during that with like loud sirens and like
sometimes. So basically for that one they were allowed to do like the people that were If you haven't seen it, the prison experiment was basically some people were guards, some people were prisoners.
You got randomly selected, yeah.
Yeah. So like it was just a group of people in an experiment. Half were guards, half were chosen to be prisoners. And the guards could pretty much do whatever they wanted with the people. When it started out, they were allowed to do like, they weren't doing as much, and then as time went on, like they got worse and worse, obviously. But they were doing stuff like that, like spraying air horns so they couldn't sleep and fucking with them.
Yeah, I think I was confused, so maybe I haven't seen the Russian one. I'm gonna look it up. But in the past 2 weeks, there's been 2 instances with the Air National Guard, right?
Oh, no.
With 2 different people. I don't know if you saw the first one. So the first one, an Air National Guard guy from like Massachusetts, he was working in their like intelligence division, and he posted a bunch of top secret documents on a Minecraft Discord server.
I did see that. I didn't know why. Like, why was he posting these documents? Like, what were they? That anything like that? So
the documents, I haven't seen any of them, but according to the news and the Pentagon, a lot of the documents were about the war in Ukraine and what's going on in Russia and and Syria, I think was the other one. And Ukraine got really mad and was like, this is like classified information about our war.
Yeah, like national security
with Russia, and now Russia has intelligence about, you know, things that Ukraine is doing or planning or operations and whatnot. So Ukraine was really mad about it. But they found it was apparently on this Minecraft server for almost a month and a half before anyone noticed it, and then the media picked it up, and then within like 2 days of that, the investigation starting, they found it was a 21-year-old guy from Massachusetts who was arrested, who was found to be the one that put it out there. We're like, damn, dude, like, way to give away your whole career. Like,
I couldn't imagine ruining my life at such an early age.
To just be like, no, guys, it's real. There is stuff going on in Ukraine, and then posting top secret documents.
You know what?
Like,
everybody else on this planet should feel so much better about themselves. Like, you might be doing poorly, but you're not revealing government secrets at 21 poorly. Like,
yeah, dude, I was like, what the fuck, man? And then there was another story recently where the FBI arrested a man because he's an expecting father, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I gotta get some money, new kiddos, they cost a lot, right? Here's what happened.
What, did he rob a bank?
He went on rentahitman.com.
What?
Right? Fun story to start
legitimately out. Like rent a hitman?
Rentahitman.com. And he
sounds like an FBI website.
It is an FBI run website. They monitor the website.
You gotta be real fucking stupid to order something off the line
No, he did not order anything. You can order Hitman off of there, and then the FBI investigate whether it's a legitimate thing or not, and then they come and arrest you, right? Alternatively, you can do what this man did, and he sent in an application to be a hitman.
Oh my god.
To be an assassin. He sent in an application to be an assassin on rentahitman.com.
I wish you guys could see me right now. Like,
the best part of this article is the first sentence is, many Americans are embracing that side hustle lifestyle as an aspect of their modern life. But one expectant father in Tennessee got a bit more creative in the pursuit of money than most. He applied to be an assassin at the website rentahitman.com, the fake site. Its owner uses it to tip off law enforcement and the FBI for potential murders for hire.
Sir.
Authorities say the 21-year-old, again, another 21-year-old.
Where's your critical thinking skills?
The 21-year-old sent in a very genuine application, and soon the FBI arrested him.
He said, yeah, I'd kill people for my baby.
He fucking... he applied to be a hitman. Oh my gosh, dude.
You literally just gave yourself to the FBI.
He was like, you know what? He's like, no, I'm gonna back him up on this, okay? This man, 1,000 IQ play. He was like, this girl told me she was on a pill. Clearly not. I don't want this baby. How do I get out of it? And he's like, I don't want to do nothing violent. Can't go to prison like that. Gotta do something real cool, right? Real cool. Slide it in real easy. Rent-to-hitman.com. I become an assassin, get arrested, don't have to deal with the baby. 1,000 IQ play.
There's
you know it.
Just easier ways to get out of being a father.
You know it. 1,000 IQ play.
Like, just tell your significant other you don't want to be with them anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you the name of the article from the Red Cross thing. The name of the article is "Please Stop Committing War Crimes in Multiplayer Games. It's Upsetting the Red Cross."
Boo-hoo. Also, like, if you live in a country that is dealing with these things right now, like, I understand, like, you might not be the kind of person who's like, yeah, I really want to go play war games. Like, totally get it. But I think likening people playing Fortnite to committing war crimes is a little bit insane, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah.
Unless you're a very mentally ill person who is not doing well, you're not gonna go commit a crime because you did it in a video game.
Speaking of video games, there's a that doesn't have a name, but there's a mom right now, right?
There's a mom.
There's only one.
Just one.
There's only one.
Thanks, Mom.
Anyway, she used to play a lot of video games, right? And apparently she liked the adrenaline rush of winning video games, but she was, I guess, playing too many or addicted or something, right? So she switched over to playing Candy Crush. She just hit that Candy Crush age. And
I think I know what you're about to tell us.
And so there was a tweet about it recently about her playing Candy Crush. Apparently, she accidentally entered into an official Candy Crush tournament, and she is seeded the number 1 in the U.S. for this tournament. It is a worldwide tournament, so she's in the semifinals up for a $250,000 prize. Didn't know she was in the tournament until they congratulated her with a message that said, "Welcome to the semifinals." Awesome.
I used to play a lot of Candy Crush. I don't know how you win a tournament. Like, I thought it was all just luck.
I don't know.
Like,
there
a
must be
strategy
some. There must be some like competition part to it that they added or something.
Because they do miniature competitions I've competed in before, but it's never been like money prizes. It's always like win in-game, like.
Apparently,
things.
The final consists of 10 people that are going to be in the UK in May. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the actual game. I thought it was just a single player game, but I guess she accidentally entered into a tournament.
Yeah, so usually the way it works, like in the miniature ones I've done, is like you get a certain amount of, like, you pass a certain amount of levels, and they'll give you points based on how many levels you pass and how well you do. And at the end of the week or end of the time slot, like, whoever got the most points, like, wins.
Oh, is that how it is? Oh, okay.
That's how it is for the miniature ones where you're not winning money. I don't know how the ones where you would win money would work.
I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't.
Because it's very, like, there are weeks where I'll play and I don't have it anymore. I got rid of Candy Crush because I got addicted.
Right.
I can't do mobile phone games. Like, I could play regular video games constantly and be okay. You get me, I don't know what it is with mobile phone games. It, like, hits my dopamine center.
I know, you get, like, way involved with them. It's crazy.
I used to spend money on them. Jordan doesn't let me do that anymore because I spent much money. But, I had a lot of fun at Candy Crush, but still there are certain weeks where it'd be like, okay, you're passing hundreds of levels, and then there'd be certain weeks where it's like, I can't get past this one extra hard level.
Yeah.
So I don't really see how that worked in a tournament. But obviously I'm not good enough for Candy Crush.
Yeah, I have no idea. Recently we also got a new cookbook. And it's exciting because I don't know most of the ingredients in it. The
ingredients are pretty out
it's
there.
Pretty out there.
Not like weird, but just
we talked about
rare.
it last podcast, actually. Last episode, we talked about it. We got the Avatar: The Last Airbender cookbook, like their official cookbook. The recipes look great. The ingredients, no idea where I'm gonna find them. All right, I have no idea how to pronounce some of this stuff in there, like a good amount of it. I don't know where to find it, but it looks great.
I think you get some of it in an Asian market, but it's multicultural, so it's not like, oh, this is Japanese, this is Chinese. It's like mixing a lot of ingredients together, and it's like, where the hell am I supposed to get this?
Yeah. Did you want to try one of those today?
I really want to try the mooncake recipe.
Mooncake? I don't know what's in that.
Also, I really wish I could show the podcast my new phone case because it's so cute.
She's in love with green manless swords.
Roronoa Zoro.
So this is what happened.
I can't say. I'm too southern to say his name right, I think.
I once pointed out that she has more pictures of anime people than me on her phone. So her solution...
He's my lock screen.
Her solution was to get rid of my picture entirely and only have Zoro on here.
Where'd you go? Oh.
So that's fun.
I accidentally, because there's multiple.
She said, I pointed it out to her and she said, no, you're on there the same amount. And then we counted. Look, there's one picture of me and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures of an anime character on there. Not different, the same anime character.
Why don't you just dye your hair green?
1 picture of me, 7 of him. That's what she was like. I don't understand what the big deal is. All I'm doing is replacing you.
At least he's not a real man.
Oh yeah, thanks.
I really like One Piece, okay? We just got into the 600s. Finally. No, it's like my favorite anime of all time. I'll go ahead and say that.
All right.
Like, so if you don't watch One Piece, the reason I like it is because we've talked about me being a depressed person before. Like, I'm pretty depressed and anxious most of the time. But One Piece is so positive. And that was one reason why I really liked it when you first showed it to me.
Is it? There are so many, like, tragic backstories in One Piece.
Yeah, but
what the hell are you talking about?
That's why I like it, though, because, like, all the characters have a tragic backstory. But you take the main character, for example, Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is just... like, obviously had a shit childhood. So many people in his life has died and left him.
Shit childhood. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like horrible things happened to him as a kid.
He had 2 brothers.
Yeah, had. But you know, like, he's still so positive and happy. He sticks up for his friends. The only time he gets upset is if somebody like picks on somebody smaller than them and like is bullying people. Then he's like, yeah, I'll fuck you up. But in general, like, it's happy and positive. It's about friendship. And it just makes, it's like, okay, yeah, things have happened to me. Yeah, I feel sad sometimes, but I can keep going. I got One Piece on my side.
Keep going.
And my favorite character is Zoro because he's really cool and has swords.
Yeah, and he's like you. He can't fucking tell which direction.
He's so bad with directions. It's fucking funny. Yeah. I get really frustrated.
It's
It's like, I get frustrated with him getting lost. I get frustrated with Sanji not being willing to hit a woman. That literally, especially during
this whole thing.
like the soap lady he had to fight against. He just let her kick his ass.
Yeah.
She dropped a hot tub on him.
Yeah.
He would have died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so annoying. Ugh. Just hit women. It's fine.
Oh boy. You were talking earlier to me before the podcast about The Sims 4 and you had like a baby that like had a bug with it, right? I just found this fun article about The Sims 4. And it's great because it talks about with the Sims 4 Infants update, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs with that.
There's a bug, I know. There's one bug in particular where apparently if there's a thing where you can have deep thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bug, if you have the infant update and like this thing happen with the deep thoughts, the game will accuse your sim of being too poor to think.
What?
I'm sorry, you don't have any money. We're gonna take away your brain.
There's some weird ones.
Awesome.
I started on The Sims 2 and there was a lot more features. I felt like as they've developed The Sims 4, there's so many weird little interactions. Like, sometimes I've been playing the game since it came out. I have 700 hours on my computer. That doesn't count how many hours I used to play on my laptop. Or on this current computer. I still have weird things like that happen to me all the time where I'm like, did that just like my sim? Once I had a sim die of hypothermia.
No.
Because she went for a jog in the winter and refused to put on clothing. Like, she changed into summer clothing and then just died. And I was really upset because I had based her off of Princess Belle and I really liked her. But, soiled it.
Ooh, apparently Desktop Dungeons is free on Steam.
What is that?
Before Tuesday. I have no idea. The article says Steam is giving away a game with great reviews for free.
Cool.
I don't know what Desktop Dungeons is, but you got till April 25th to claim it.
When are we posting this episode?
Huh? The 23rd. Calm down over there.
So when you hear this, you got 2 days. Go to Steam. Get it for free.
Exactly. I do want to talk about this, though.
Talk about what?
Yesterday, we had McDonald's, right?
Yes, we did.
before we went there, you gave the best estimate I've ever heard. So we all know you are great with numbers and visualizing things. So when you came up to me and you said, I want McDonald's fries, and I said, how many? I said, how many? And you said, a large McDonald's fry. And I said, how many fries is that? And you said, I don't know, about 30?
It seemed a reasonable amount.
And then you responded with, why? How many do you think are in there? And I said, more than fucking 30. We looked it up. How many, on average, how many fries is in a large McDonald's fry?
100 fries.
So you're telling me it's not 30? Oh my god. I was still laughing about that even when we were driving over there. Oh my gosh, look at this headline. Aloy's sexual identity is confirmed in Horizon Burning Shores DLC. Thank goodness, now it changes nothing in the game for me.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't even know she had one.
I know, right?
I think she briefly flirted with some guys in the first one, but
apparently in one of the new cutscenes for the DLC results in a kiss between her and another character, revealing her sexual identity. Okay. She kisses a new female companion. All right. Cool.
You know, I don't like that though. Like, not that, but I don't like that they're like, oh, it confirms her sexuality.
I mean, it doesn't. She could also go and kiss a guy in the next DLC.
Yeah.
Like it just like hints more
It's
to it.
a video game character. I understand people want representation.
She is like in the game. She's more awkward interacting with men. Like I'll give him that.
Mhm.
But like she could still like men and women. Like it doesn't matter, you know. Like
yeah. And also in their society, they just could not give a fuck. That's like I identify as bisexual, but I feel like a lot of people are really obsessed with it. It's like, I don't need to explain it to you, you know? Like, I can just...
Yeah, the other issue, oh, this is interesting. The last little paragraph of this is they gave her a new companion, you know, to run missions with and stuff and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
However, it also says, since Lance Reddick's passed away, his character in the game was like in the DLC has a big role, which they, you know, he finished his lines before he passed, but it also alluded to him having a major role in the next Horizon game. So the people are just asking like, how does this play into that? Like, is he still going to be in there? Is he going to die in the beginning of the next game? Like, you only have certain lines for him, you know? Like,
maybe they could find somebody with a similar voice.
I don't know, man. Oh my gosh! Every time I drive up here from work, by the way, this is a little side note for Lance Reddick. Every time I drive up here, from work, I pass through a county, one of the counties, and it has the signs, you know, that says you're now entering whatever county, and every time I want to steal it because it says entering Zavala County, and I was like, I want to steal it.
Did you see the SpaceX rocket launched today from Texas?
It did.
And exploded within minutes, apparently.
Did not get very far. Yep.
From South Padre Island. Mm-hmm. Literally exploded within minutes after blasting off on its first test flight Thursday and crashed into the Gulf of Mexico.
It was the largest rocket that's ever been launched.
It was supposed to go on a round-the-world trip from the southern tip of Texas near the Mexican border. It showed several of 33 main engines were not firing as the rocket climbed from the launch pad, reaching 24 miles or 39 kilometers. Basically, the booster was supposed to peel away from the spacecraft, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it began to tumble and then exploded, plummeting into the Gulf near Hawaii.
Yeah, China had the same thing. Oh my gosh, did you see that?
Okay. No, I didn't.
So China had invested almost $2 billion over the past 10 years into their new rocket, okay? They launched it...
10 years?
10 years they've been working on this rocket, right? 10 years they've been working on this rocket. It launched, and 19 minutes after it launched, there was an issue, and they had to blow it up manually because it was malfunctioning to the point where it would have crashed in the wrong place, so they had to blow it up.
Oh man, could you imagine?
10 years and $2 billion. They sent it up, 20 minutes into it, blow it up. Like, blew it up. And I was like, oh my God.
Could you imagine, like, you worked on something for 10 years of your life and then you watch it literally fall to pieces in front of you?
That's why I was like, ooh, that's, I don't know when that was. Some of these articles are a little bit older, but I'm like, oh man, what time is it?
11:18.
11:18, there we go. All right, I think that's going to do it for us this week, unless you got anything else you want to talk about.
Play more video games. Be kind to yourself.
Yep. Books coming out still early October.
Oh, don't say that. I don't know if it's October.
Nope. Fiscal year, you told me. We confirmed it. It's in the podcast.
I know,
that makes
but
it law.
I'm struggling.
You're not struggling. You're already a tenth of the way through it. Doing well. You got 6 months to write the last 90%.
That's just the first draft, and then I have to edit it. I have to find a cover. I have to have somebody format it.
All right, you got 5 months to write the rest, and then a month to do that stuff. What do you?
Maybe if it's good enough, I can get an agent.
Yeah.
Do it for me.
Make them do it. Oh my gosh. All right. That's going to do it for us this week. Thank you for joining us. I can't wait till the book comes out. We'll give you a little sneak peek of Wangle next. And
thanks for listening. I'm Ripley. I almost said I'm Jordan. We're your hosts, Ripley and Jordan, or J Money.
Oh my, you combining names now?
You could be J Money.
No, you got to read it. JDARM.
JDARM.
Go ahead.
Signing off. J-Dog and R Money.
Oh my God, you got through it that time.
Yeah.
Not a cackle in sight. Oh, there it is. And you can always go
leave
over
a comment.
To
Let me know if my laugh's annoying or not.
Send us a message, leave us a voice message, share it with your friends, post, comment, whatever. And be sure to check out on YouTube and Instagram for the new shorts that Ripley is posting and making all her own because they look good. So good. So good in the moonlight. And don't forget to sing the fish song to your loved ones.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about the fish song.
We don't need to. I'm sparing you all. You're welcome.
Go on TikTok and look up the fish song.
Don't do that.
If I were a fish,
I'm cutting it. I muted you. It's fine.
Have you?
Muted. And don't forget, Ripley's a heavy sea fish. We will see you guys back again on the, what is that, the 30th?
I'm seeing Taylor Swift this weekend, guys.
No, you saw them 2 days ago.
No, next podcast, we'll tell them all about it.
No, you saw Taylor Swift 2 days ago.
Not yet, though.
You did. It was 2 days ago at this point.
You're in the future, but I'm not.
Stop living in the future, gosh. Understand.